Hi there, Nathalie with you today with a new process video for Altenew. And today I want to share 2 ideas on how to create clean and simple cards using our latest products from the Storybook Fantasy release. So come join me. Hi there, Nathalie with you again. Today, Altenew is releasing a brand new set of stamps, stencils, dies, embossing folders, and washi tapes, and also detailing stenciling brushes, which you're gonna love. I'm gonna show you what you can do with them. So I'm gonna use quite a few of these to create 2 simple, clean and simple cards that you're gonna love. So I'm gonna start with the tall tail stamp, and if you're a book lover, the stamps from this month release are just a dream. So I'm gonna use the stack of books from the tall tail stamp set. I'm just stamping them on Neenah cardstock. This is 110-pound Neenah cardstock using black obsidian ink. Now outside of the camera, I've already cut my panels for an A2 card, so that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches for my panel, and I'm using a piece of Altenew masking tape to mask the top 2/3 of the card. I just want to create, think of it as my own pattern paper. Even though these are clean and simple, doesn't mean that they cannot be detailed. So I have, for the blog, I actually created, for one of my projects, I created a background pattern paper using the little sparkles. I'm going to say there's little books, and the stamp set, this is the Books Are Magic stamp set. It talks about all about the magic of books. So there's little, think of it like little sparklies made out of little stars and little books. So I am going to use that to create the, think of it as the pattern paper for this card. So I'm starting with this tiny little box, and I'm going to use industrial diamond ink. This is from the Rock collection, and I'm going to stamp the little box and the bottom part of my panel. And I always, when I stamp, I think of a triangle. So I'm gonna just make sure that when I stamp my designs, they create triangles. So I'm starting with the box, and then I'm gonna move on to, there's a set of little stars, and there's a little bit set of, I'm gonna say kind of sparkles, and then I'm gonna keep going with the same elements until I fill the bottom part of the card. Now what I've been careful with is, even though I'm gonna repeat the patterns and I wanna saturate the bottom third of the panel, I don't wanna overwhelm it. And what I mean by that is I wanna leave a bit of white space in between the designs so that you can see what it's about. And it's just little books, and there's little sparkles, and there's little stars. So things about that are gonna make talk about books and magic. So again, I'm not using black ink because I don't want to overwhelm the card. I want to keep it fairly simple. I want to keep it super clean and light. So I'm just using a dark gray ink. And then I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to continue stamping. You're going to see that I create 3 or 4 patterns by stamping them, and then I move on to the other one, then just see where I need to add some more, and then I move to the next image. So I'm going to taking my time to just fill up the space. And once again, I want to saturate the area, especially the area that's closest to the masking tape, so that you can read that there's a difference, there's a line that divides the 2 sections. And I'm gonna set that aside to dry, and I'm gonna start working on adding color onto my stack of books. For this, I am actually gonna use the newest artist marker sets. I'm using Sunshine Valley Garden and the Water Garden sets. And I actually love watching Altenew channel because I used to paint my florals using artist markers, going from the lightest to the darkest color. But after watching so many videos from Arum, I realized that it's easier to color your flowers or anything going from a dark to a light shade. So I'm doing the same for my books. You're gonna see that I've added the color, the darkest color, to the outside of the book, and then I'm just working myself towards the center. So I'm going with the 2 darkest colors right at the edge, and then I'm gonna come with the lightest color just to join the 2 pieces together. And when I'm joining them, the soft ink is kind of diluting, and just everything is diffusing nicely, and it's gonna create that nice shadow, that dimension effect that I'm looking for. So fairly simple. And once again, watch the Altenew channel. There's so much information and great tips that are gonna help you improve your coloring and so on. And like I said, I've always colored the opposite way, going from light to dark, but after seeing so many videos and actually practicing, I found that going from dark to light gives me a much better result. So I'm just gonna speed it up and I'm gonna continue working. Like I said, I am working artist markers from the Sunshine Valley Garden and also the Water Garden, which are the two new sets of artist markers that were released. Now you're gonna see that I want to create a colorful stack, so I'm gonna show you just a few and then I'm gonna take it off camera. I'm gonna work with tones that are very vibrant, but just to tie them together. Some of the books have these little flags, like, you know, hanging from, think of it as a bookmark inside the book. I'm gonna make sure to bring a little bit of the color from the top book to that little flag, just to tie the colors together. So I'm gonna make some pink, I'm gonna bring some yellow, some teal, a little bit of green, very vibrant, just because I want to make sure that this stands out in my card. So I'm just gonna take my time, I'm gonna color it. One of the things that I did not want to do is leave the pages white. Just because I have a lot of white going on the card, my choice is gonna bring a little bit of gray into the pages. So for this, I am working with some of the markers from the set E. This is from the artist markers set E, and I'm just going to give it a light coloring of gray to the books, just to the parts where the pages are at, just so that there's a difference between the background and my image. So again, just taking my time, I'm going to speed it up so you can see it, and then once I am done, I am going to go ahead. Unfortunately, I don't have the die for this, but I'm just gonna fussy cut the image. Very simple to fussy cut it. So I'm just gonna fussy cut it and have it ready for my card. And these cards took no time to put together. I think that coloring comes with practice and the stamping, but once you get the hang of it, it's just creating a rhythm and they come up pretty quick. So you're gonna see that my ink has set, so I'm just taking away the masking tape that have that really clean line. So I'm gonna trim some of the edges. I want to keep the edges fairly clean, so I'm gonna trim around 1/4 of an inch from the larger sides of my card, and then around 1/2 an inch from the top of the wide edge of the card. That's just gonna give me a smaller panel. Now, to create a division between the stamped area of the card and the top white part, I'm gonna bring some of the new washi tape, and this washi tape is the Cool Nights Slim washi tape set, and I'm going to use the two lightest colors and then accent the middle of the joint of these two colors with the darkest color in the set. So you're going to see that I'm just going to stretch them on my little on top of the panel, fold the edges in. I'm going to add a little bit of foam adhesive behind the stack of books just to give it some height, and then I'm going to add the sentiment using one of the sentiments from the Books Are Magic stamp set. I'm just gonna stamp it there. It says Imagine the Possibilities, and then I'm gonna put my stack of books right to the left of that, and then just to finish this card, I'm gonna bring some enamel dots from the Cool Summer Night set, and that's about it. Then all I have to do is just glue it onto my card panel and I am ready to go. Super simple. Love how this turned out. Very simple, very clean card. But I want to give you another idea. This time I want to add color not to the bottom third of the card, but I'm going to use the top 2/3 of the card to add the color to create that pop. So again, I am using the same masking tape, and you're going to see that this card panel is a little bit bigger. I did not realize it until I added my masking tape. So to compensate for the little space of card panel that I have left without the masking tape, I'm just bringing a piece of post-it notes. But you're gonna see that I'm gonna show you why the new detailing brushes are great. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna add ink color to my panel, and for this I am using my ink blending brush, and I'm gonna use tones of yellow. These are all from the Warm and Cozy ink pad set, and I'm gonna start from Sunkissed, which is at the bottom. I'm gonna go to Orange Cream and so on, so that I have from the lightest color at the bottom to something a little bit darker at the top. And I want to create I want to saturate my panel, so you're gonna see that I'm going from starting my ink blending from the left to the right, and then I'm gonna come back from the right to the left. That's just gonna avoid having the bristles. You know, sometimes you get the brush mark on the card. By going the two directions, just making sure that the ink fuses nicely. So I'm just gonna continue adding my ink until I have the entire the top 2/3 of the card filled with it. Now you see the edges have that, I'm gonna say that darker edge. I still know that I'm gonna trim those. I don't want to have like a dark edge. I want to have a clean edge. So I'm gonna make sure that once I have ink my panel completely, like the 2/3, I'm gonna take it off, and then I'm gonna actually trim the edges so that I have a nice clean panel for my card. Now here you're gonna see, as I am pulling the masking tape, that when I get to the post-it note, there's actually a little space. I don't know, it's like a little dent, and it really annoys me because I want to have that clean line. So before I deal with that, I'm actually gonna go ahead and trim my card panel, make sure that I have those clean edges, and then here's where having a detailing brush is gonna come in handy. So I'm gonna come in with a little piece of post-it tape, and I'm gonna make sure that I completely correct that line, that I want to make it completely straight. I'm gonna bring a little bit of the sun-kissed ink pad, and then I'm gonna bring the smallest detailing brush. I'm just gonna pick up some of the ink, and I'm gonna start adding the color just to that little section. And having the detail brush is just gonna apply the ink just to that little section, so I don't have to use the big brush and cover everything and have to go through the entire procedure again. I'm just correcting that little area, and just to make sure, just because when I'm applying the ink I am hitting some extra ink at the edge, I'm just gonna move the tape along the line that I created, just so that I accent the color and it all looks like one unified line. And you're gonna see it, perfect straight line in 2 seconds without having to compromise the entire panel. Love the new detail brushes. Now just for this for my card, I am gonna use an image from the Once Upon a Time stamp set. I really love those branches of the tree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stamp it twice. The first time I'm just gonna stamp the tip of the branch at the top right corner of my layout of my card. I'm used to the scrapbooking, and then I'm gonna go ahead and stamp the entire image right underneath it. That's just gonna make that branch a little bit elongated, kind of make it a little bit heavier, which is what I want. And then to bring my sentiment, I just love the soft effect, you know, kind of give you the lonely effect of the branch. So I thought that the I Miss You sentiment from the Modern Swans stamp set was perfect for this card. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp it on right in that area where I corrected the ink. So on the bottom left corner of the yellow application. Once I have it in place, I'm actually gonna come in with some enamel dots from the Warm and Cozy set, and I'm just gonna add them towards the bottom of the word of the sentiment, just so that it ties the colors and it kind of, you know, pulls the colors towards the white area of my card. Simple as that. Once again, all I have to do is glue it onto my card and I'm ready to go. And I love how this turned out. It was super simple. Again, clean and simple cards doesn't mean that they can be detailed and beautiful. There's beauty and simplicity, but there's also those little touches that you can add. So I hope you try it, and as always, if you have any questions on how this came together, do not hesitate to contact me. I hope you go ahead and check the blog hub. There's a lot of inspiration, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, guys.
Hello crafters, Jen here. For more tips, techniques, tutorials, and to discover which paper crafting products are right for you, subscribe to Altenew's YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Thanks for watching.